Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Nerd Box. And today, as we do every week, we're doing episode 4 of Moon Knight. Today, you got me, Dom, Deuce Major, and a new guest today is Fred.
Fred, hey, listen,
Fred is
what's going
joining
on?
me and Deuce today.
Hey, a rare appearance right now, man. A rare appearance.
Yeah, okay. You say so. But man, this episode, man, I got mixed feelings about this episode right here so far. But I tell you what, though, it gave a whole lot of questions in this episode. And one of the main questions is what is Layla feeling? You know what I mean? Like at one point she didn't care. But once she found out that Steven and Mark made a deal, she got in her feelings.
True.
Yeah, it's just the way when it started off like that when she was in the tomb on episode 3. I had to go back, but it's just what was that? Yeah, it was episode 3 when she was in the tomb when she said, "Did you kill my father?" It's like, no, I didn't kill your father. I was there, but I got shot too. I died too. What you mean? I just got fought back by technicality.
Bro, that was episode 4, man.
That was
That
4.
was this episode, yeah.
Ooh, Lord, you just get on here
I'm
and fucking
fucking up. I've been up all day, man. Forgive me.
Man, fuck all that.
Hey, listen. I watched it first thing this morning when I got to work, waiting for everybody to come in. So,
Right.
hey, it was 6:00 this morning when I watched it. But
call it what you
let
want.
me just say that. All right. Let me just go back to what I was saying. Well, but anyways, when he said that, like you can tell how her feelings switched. Like now she was upset at him because it's like she want to know the truth about her father, and they in a dire situation to get out of there, and she want to know about her father when she could have just waited.
Well,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was about to say dude been being messy anyway.
Who?
What is his name for that's working for Ahmed?
Oh, you talking
Arthur? Arthur.
Yeah.
Man,
Arthur Harrow.
that's okay. Instigator. He an instigator.
He not being no instigator. He just know how to mind fuck them.
And he doing a very good job.
And I agree to that, but I say he messy because when he initially told old girl to ask about her dad, that information wasn't even, there was no reason for that information to come out. He just said it. He was like, well,
no, it was more reason for it because he knew what was going to happen. He knew either it was going to stall out them finding what they needed, or she was going to go install it because she wanted to know information.
That don't change the fact that he was messy. There was no precedence for that statement.
It was. He planted it. He planted
Let me tell you what he did, man. Listen to what I'm about to say, man. I hate to cut you off, Dominique, man, but
you should. You feel fucking horrible for cutting me off. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. But he did that at the perfect time because he know Mark is unstable. Mark and Steven is unstable, and he know Mark did all that to hide it from him. He did all that to hide him from him. And I'm sorry, but I had the call come through. He did all that to hide him from him. And Steven went right. I told him in the beginning of the episode, pretty much. It's like, man, look. That's the reason what happened. Steven's more level headed than Mark. Mark is a high head, and he's very secretive, and it's fucking him up.
Man, look. This is what this is right here, right? It all popped up in episode 3. He planted that in her head, episode 3, to try to break them apart and mess up their critical thinking.
See, keyword mess.
Yeah.
Look, man.
He wanted
this planted. This look.
Go ahead.
In this series, man, Arthur the only one playing chess.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to play chess when you got a bunch of different minds in there wanting to make a move.
Yeah.
I mean, all you need is Steven to take control, man, and win the game. You feel me?
And Mark ain't trying to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, Arthur planted that in episode 3, episode 4. He executed it.
Yeah.
And got what he needed done.
Yeah, I stand by him being messy because there was no precedence for the statement to come out.
You're right, man. You can see it soon.
I agree. He did execute that shit properly because I mean, he playing chess and they playing checkers.
It's the same thing when he called the court. He called the court of the gods too early. When he called that meeting, they tried to put him on trial. It was too early. He was already. He didn't even have a game plan. It was his first time going in there. Right. He didn't even know what to do when he got there. He had to ask the girls, like, "Hey, so what do we do?" And I'm like, "Yo, this is not gonna end well for him." And
dude said he was like, "We got to make sure we had the evidence before we do this, and didn't have nothing."
That's what Steven said, but Mark just, all he got is that one trained mind is just like, hey man, this man is guilty. I know he's guilty. Let's just go ahead and do this thing. He should have held on to that. He should have. That's supposed to be your ace in the hole right there. And he just fumbled the bag on that one right there, man. He fumbled that really bad. Because all it did was get the guys like, okay, well, it made him look bad. It made him look really bad.
It wasn't him. It was Conju.
That's what I'm saying. Conju.
Yeah. But it was him that executed that. All right. Mark didn't say, hey, make this solely Eclipse.
Oh yeah, that's fast. Because Conju had some in the
you know what I'm saying? He took upon himself to do that. Yeah. So he didn't have to do that. I mean, even now, if he didn't do it, they would still have the power, and they could have easily went to that island and found that paper.
I feel like if he didn't do the solar eclipse, he would have got a pass for doing the little star thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they still would have had power. But they have to do something to make a story out of it. Because I mean, with them doing that, and Steven's like, look, Mark said he was done. He was gonna leave once Conju was gone, and he trying to press up on Layla right now. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't fail.
But I didn't get Steve in this. I didn't get him in this one, bro. Because he was saying when Conju leave, like when I'm finished doing what I'm doing, man, Conju got basically taken from him, and he like, all right, you can go now.
But that's though.
Yeah, that was some whole shit, man. That was just some, he like played that shit to a T. He's like, okay, this ain't even important no more. I got what I want. He want Layla, and Mark trying to end this. And that's where they need to find that balance at. Like, okay, well, let's finish this first. Let's stop Arthur from getting the Amish tomb, and then you can do whatever you please with it.
But Steven is still on board with stopping this.
He so far.
He wants Layla, and he will help her stop it. It's just Mark is more suitable to help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it ain't
certain areas now. In certain areas,
being a complete sucker. We're trying to take. Cause I mean, technically, it's his wife too. But at the same time, he's not holding information. He's trying to kill him.
That should be funny though, man. It's like you bring a chick over. The way I saw it this morning when he brought it over is like, the reason why is after you. Like Mark wasn't gonna hear it. Like he was saying something behind his back that he wasn't gonna find out about. And it's like y'all sharing the same. My thing is you're trying to piss Mark off, and y'all sharing the same body, and y'all throwing each other off base because now Mark is focused on keeping you away from Layla as well as the God.
It's only so much Mark can really do, man. Like, when he took control of the hand and punched him, okay, but at the same time,
emotion is fucking him up.
But at the same time, man, Mark respect the fact that Steven told her what it really was, the reason why he was pushing her away, and he respect that.
I will say this though, bro. I think the swap outs, they have a little bit more control than they say, because when she came in there and called Mark out, Steven jumped ship.
I mean, she started pressing him. She started pressing him. Of course, he jumped out. But that's the thing, though. I feel like they have more control now. Is because like they kind of communicating with each other. They know each other exists, and they're not trying to overpower the next. You know what I mean?
And that's going to really help them, man. Because at the end of the day, man, if they don't get that balance, it's like even if they get the guy back, Kenosha back, it's not going to help if they don't understand when to swap out and when to swap in. Because if Steven Summers that suit, he can't fight. He's not a fighter. He's just an intelligent one. And they need him with him. He was a big help finding them in the tomb.
I mean, even if he can't fight, just with that power alone, it's only so much you really need to know. You know what I mean? Because you can't
Come on, man. You can't die, but what's the point of not dying if you don't know how to fight all the people trying to kill somebody that can die, which is Layla? She's a liability to him.
You're right, but she's a liability to Mark too.
And that's why Mark is trying to keep her away. But I don't know, man. It's just
he can't keep her away. Like, even if he tried to stay away from her, episode 2.
Two
And
brought that back up.
Episode 2 and episode 3
I'm still trying to figure out how they found each other.
But I'm just saying, episode 2, matter of fact, all 3, 2, 3, and 4 really show you that she's gonna do what she want to do anyway.
Yeah.
But what was the logical reason of her lighting that flare for them to start shooting at her?
So she could didn't she jab it into one of them? Or no, she threw it on the back of the truck.
You talking about, well, she saw that it had explosives. It looked like they panned on an explosive when they rolled by.
But did she do that on purpose? Did she know they had explosives when she did the distraction with the first flare?
I'm guessing she did, because she threw it right on the box. My thing now is just,
I mean, she they drove around though.
Yeah, but she didn't want them to kill Mark. She didn't want them to kill Mark and Steven.
But they thought he was dead.
But still,
they were leaving. They were leaving, and she lit the flare and walked out like a jacket.
Well,
I gotta look at that scene again. I didn't.
I kind of do too, because it's like only thing I saw was she in her mind. She probably didn't hear him say they think he was dead. She probably thought that they was running up on him. They're gonna shoot him and kill him. They probably he was
not moving. They already thought he was dead. Hell, if anything, it was still Steven, and Steven just understand, like, motherfuckers shooting, don't move.
He played possum real quick.
Yeah, because after she blew the truck up, he got up like, what was that?
He was like, I had that, but like he had that look like I had it. I was already playing dead, because I realized he popped up so quick.
Yeah, they were leaving.
She turned around. He was looking at her like, what the fuck you did that for?
Yeah, they were leaving. That's why he did that, because they were leaving. They were like, oh, he looks dead. And they started driving off, and she popped her dumb ass out with the flare.
You know,
my thing is now, maybe she wants the power of the Moon Knight.
I don't think she wants.
But that's the thing, though. It don't matter if she wants the power of the Moon Knight, as long as Mark, Steve, and this next personality, plays ball. She's not gonna get the power. Hell, if anything, Khonshu was just using her to keep Mark in line.
Yeah, that's another thing. He's using that as like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna go jump on your bitch, man. Like, I'm gonna take over her body. And then how it is. Like, that's like somebody telling me, hey man, if you don't do right, I'm gonna get your wife if you keep fucking up. And it's Mark is easily agitated. He easily he relies on his emotions. And he thinks he can fight his way out of everything. And
I won't say he's easily agitated. No.
I might use that wrong.
Really going after Layla is because he was real specific when he got put in stone. He was like, tell Mark to come get me. Like, I think he is relying on Mark heavier than we realize.
Yeah.
Type deal. Is my thing. So I think that's a bluff with that whole thing with Layla. I think
Nah, but that's the thing though. I mean, Layla be throwing hands.
Yeah.
Layla know everything. So she get that power. I mean, you basically got the same fucking person. It's just in female form. Now, I'm not gonna say that she's more capable than Mark, because episode 3 clearly showed she's capable. Yeah, she's capable, but at the same time, Mark had to get right to save her.
But see, another reason I say Khonshu ain't even really tripping on her, because when they were in the temple having that basically that court hearing or whatever, he was like, Khonshu only aim for broken people, and she not really broken, she don't look like she
is. She got a pass now. She got a pass. Her father died.
But those are regular things we mourn. Like the way Arthur speak, he speak like he was legitly a battered, broken man. Like he was down hard, you know, when Khonshu did what he did to him, and he talked to him like he talked about it like it's rape, like he was part of the, like he was a victim or some shit, like
Me
you know,
too.
like he was
He
part of
fucked me up
the,
too, man.
yeah,
No, he can't
the way he
me.
talked
But
about it, but like I don't know, it feels different from the people he done picked
But the
versus
thing about that is Mark. I don't think Mark was broken. And see, like
was there.
episode four tells you that. He's like, yeah, look, I was there when your father got shot. Hell, I got shot too. I just didn't die. He didn't die because Khonshu. He wasn't broken. Motherfucker was just dead.
no, but see, he was already broken in his mind. He had already had split personalities because his agreement with Khonshu was on the strength that he kept Steve under control. So I gotta assume that he was already messed up top. I don't know to what extent, but that to me is what I mean when I say broken. Like not nothing like, you know, our regular woes, you know, losing people, stuff like that. He a fucking mercenary. I don't think he really tripping on death like that. You know what I'm saying? So and clearly she don't trip on death like that. She low key a mercenary on some type level. The only difference that I can see is the mental state that they in. You know, she's smart and she can fight. That whole thing is split with him. He either smart or he can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't
I'm
know.
down to see what Jay can do because they walked right past him, you know, like when they were getting out, trying to get out of there.
Yeah, but they still there, so there's still time for them to open that tomb.
Open that tomb. I think they're gonna open it in this next episode. They probably gonna open it.
So let me ask y'all this right here though. How do y'all feel about finding out that Amit's last avatar was a pharaoh?
Well, Alexander the Great, he said he was
great when he reached his throat. That shit.
He didn't say that Alexander the Great was the avatar. It's just the last avatar was a pharaoh.
Was a pharaoh. Well,
yeah,
I didn't
say exactly which one. So since the last avatar was a pharaoh, will Arthur be the next avatar? Because that's kind of like a downgrade, huh? But then again, I don't know.
I thought they were saying that Alexander was the one because that was the pharaoh's tomb that they was in, wasn't it?
Right, it was.
But that was like a secret type room.
Yeah, well, because the pharaoh's chambers is usually like the lowest room or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
And you know what? He did find Amit inside
in his mouth.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know how direct or if they just used him as a good hiding space because the pyramid was already had booby traps and it got monsters still harvesting people and whatnot and putting them in jars.
And you know I was gonna talk about that too because what was it? Was that a zombie or just?
Bro, I have no idea.
It was a jackal. It looked like a jackal to me.
What is
it?
Like,
is that what that was?
That's why it looked like to me like a little dog, a little jackal dog or whatever it was.
The other ones looked different, didn't they?
Huh?
I said the one in the first one looked different, ain't it?
Well, this might have been one of those soldiers because if you looked at it, they had statues of an army, so it might be one of those people.
Okay, maybe so.
Guards or something like that because it was a little miniature army right there set up in the tomb.
It was black like this thing behind me. You know, and it looked kind of similar to this up here on the wall.
It did. I think when that came out, I don't know how she beat that thing. I really don't know how she beat it.
Bro, that's a good ass question because I thought she was gonna get injured or hurt or die.
Like, look, man, the way it ripped open that body, that man when it threw it on top of the table.
Yeah.
Like it definitely didn't have that same energy when it grabbed her.
At all.
Maybe that's getting us ready for something Layla can do without the power of anything. She's a natural born fighter. Boy, she might be hiding something too now. She might be hiding something.
Plot.
Yeah. This is like I think episode 5 and episode 6 is episode 5 gonna have to bring Jake out. Because they can't just walk by that and then the gods is up to something, except for that one guy that helped him. The goddess of music, I believe that's who that was. The hippo at the end, she actually came out to help him. The one that tried to help him in the meeting the first time.
Hey man,
But I
this
think
Disney.
Huh?
This Disney we talking about, man.
Oh,
You
man.
got too much faith in Disney, man.
They better do something, man. Because
I
it's
do
like
think Jake gonna be the focal point of the next episode, though.
Man, we said that about this episode.
But oh yeah, we did, huh?
well, this episode right here was just.
Well, you know what?
They
We
keep
wasn't
going around him.
we wasn't wrong though, because they really showed more than what it was. It was more preludes to them. They was like real in a shadowy way about it. You know, they show something and be like, okay, we clearly know what that's about. You know.
Yeah.
But I think that's what this whole mind thing he in, because obviously the dude ain't dead. I'm trying to figure out how he don't die without Khonshu. Do he got different souls?
But see, that's the thing. See, I don't know. We will find out that next episode is not making sense. This man,
that's what that is.
He
was
caught
in purgatory.
2 shells, 2 shots to the chest.
To the chest, gunshot wound to the chest.
Man. Like this man, his weapon is 0 to the T. That was accurate.
My thing was,
he got up on him close.
Oh, wait, hold on. So tell me this right here, right? When the little zombie thing, when it grabbed Layla, right, and they fell over that cliff, that shit I know I'm not tripping. That shit clearly showed her fall,
bro. Don't even get me started on that. I was tripping at how amazing her upper body strength was. I guarantee you, if I was hanging on by my fingers, bro, I'd have been gone.
I'm gone. It's a wrap.
Episode over. Now, but it's kind of hard to plant your thumbs like this on the ledge.
That shit tripped me out, man.
Because, bro, no, I'm gone. There ain't no way.
And I looked, it showed like they was grabbed onto each other, and they fell over.
And he yanked them back.
When did you have time to grab anything? And the crazy part about that whole scene, bro, is Arthur was just over there watching, like, huh?
Well, maybe she is okay. And then
that's when you held yourself pretty good over there. I thought you was gonna die.
I might use it. I'm trying to get
Arthur, bro. How did he get across?
He didn't.
He stayed on one end. He went. His guys came in and said, "Hey, we found another way."
Yeah, his guy came and said,
"They did find another way."
We got another way to get in.
Okay. I'm about to say.
That's why Steven and Mark was trying to hurry up and go, because they knew they was coming.
Yeah, but Layla, no, what happened?
Oh man, she was the Star Lord of the story.
After we got out.
Yeah, she the Star Lord of the story, bro.
And what gets me is, like, out of every episode, Mark is Mr. Macho until this episode where he just is like, all right, let's talk. No,
everybody's timing was horrible right then, bro.
He switched. He switched Mark when she got ready to put hands on him.
Yeah. That's why I said everybody's timing.
Hold on, time out, man. Give me 1 second. Before she went back. She was leaving that when Arthur was talking to him.
Yeah,
I feel like Arthur knew she was gonna lead him to them, and he said that just to hold them up because he know when
they didn't need her to lead him. He still got the compass.
No, but I feel like he just want to kill Mark.
Yeah,
that was
that's the thing, though. He didn't even want to kill Mark,
bro.
Huh?
Why didn't Arthur already find it if he had the compass? Wasn't they already digging?
I think they got there before them.
I felt like they should have already been there. They had the compass. They didn't necessarily need the stars. That was why they went and got the stars.
He got summoned. He got summoned before he can finish getting to it. And I guess they got to a point.
His peoples was in the desert, though.
Yeah, they were still digging.
They were still digging.
He said,
I think they got to it.
Episode 3, he said, no matter what happens,
keep digging. But I'm willing to say they might have got there before waiting on him, and they triggered all those traps and released whatever that black thing was, because they were shooting in the distance in the beginning.
Not when you say that.
Yeah, because there was people that died already.
Right.
Yeah.
It was already a blood trail already going to it.
Yep.
So my thing is they got to it, but they were trying to wait for them. But in the midst of them getting to it, they set off the booby traps and released everything else.
But then at the same time, man, it still don't make sense, because when Arthur left the meeting room, man, and he went back, bro, like basically a whole day has passed. Like they
he was just walking around the temple.
He's like, yes, we found it. We're just gonna hang out, like, have brunch,
man,
and mimosas.
That's right. He just really kicked it in the temple for a whole day. He like, you know what? I like this. This is nice.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm getting used to this. You know what I mean? Hey, put this on my wheel. Now I'm trying to get a tomb.
My thing with Arthur is, man, and I kind of fuck with him a little bit, is he's relaxed, he's composed, he has a plan. And that's what Steve was trying to tell Mark. We need to come up with something. Mark ain't trying to hear that. But Arthur he be thinking on the fly. The nigga could think on the fly. And that's what keeps him ahead. I mean, not ahead of him, but in good faith. Because when he came in there, got something, dude walked in there with Mr. Glass in the shoe. I still don't like that. Every time I hear him, I just call him Mr. Glass. I call him Mr. Glass because it's like, you hear the crunching. Every episode, you got to hear that crunching sound. I'm like,
that's
ain't fall out yet. Huh?
That's cringe-worthy. Why?
That shit. But like every time I hear him walking, I gotta turn the volume down, because I'm like, I can hear the glass.
You can hear the glass just cutting and crunching.
I'm like, ain't no fucking way, man. But I mean, the thing about
hold on. Guess who?
Guess who?
What's up?
Guess who finally decided to join the game?
What's going on, man?
Man, it's sad. We can't hear nothing you saying.
He said, I'm trying to make a video, baby. You got to be quiet.
Man, look. It's like a whole real life episode of Charlie Brown. It just ain't no sound. And you know what? Just because we can't hear you, when I edit this video and edit the audio,
I gotta watch this part. I gotta watch this part.
He had to leave.
He said, "Fuck you guys, I'm going home. Screw you guys, I'm going home."
I'm going home.
But hey, man, let's get back in this thing.
All right, go ahead.
So, if like just Mark being there when Layla dad got killed, I don't see why that was so bad.
Because she didn't know how he died.
But it don't matter if she knew how he died or not. You know what I'm saying?
She wanted to know what Mark's involvement was.
Man,
because she had done something.
She knew he had been involved some level, and she just chose the wrong time to ask.
Wrong
she
time.
Had already known.
That's you can tell she a woman though, man. That's what women do. They choose the wrong time to intervene.
Star-Lord did it too, bro.
Yeah. That's a different.
Look, man.
But my thing was,
it's these Marvel characters, bro. Batman
they should have got out of there, man.
It would have been over with already.
He would have got up out of there, and then they would have got up out of there. So,
but that's a whole nother story for another time.
Man, for another day.
Yeah. But my thing is with that, man, with them, with Layla picking that time right then and there to do that, knowing, Mark was like, hey, we got to go. I'll tell you about it once we get out of here. Because at this point, he didn't want to know, but she already knew. So it's like, if you let us get out of here, I'll tell you anything you want to know. Because he knew they were coming for him because he had found the mine. He found Steven found it, and Mark was trying to get up out of there. He's like, all right, man, let's go. But like I said, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just every time something feel like it's, just when you feel like you're getting a win, it's something that always hold him back. And Mr. Glass come in there with his crunchy feet, and he fuck up everything.
He said,
Huh?
Okay, now.
Arthur, whatever. I don't know, man. I fucked the dude a little bit, man, because the way he playing stuff.
Whoa! Hold on now. I was just gonna tell you to turn your phone sideways, man. But you getting a little exclusive right now.
Hey, boom.
You know,
Hey,
I
you know what?
mean, I'm gonna put emphasis on that part in the video, but
Oh,
in the audio,
all right.
it is a little too late for goddamn pause.
Oh man. But you understand sometimes it's just like you gotta take a little bit. You gotta be able to take something from each character. And my thing is, if I feel like if Mark and Steven thought the way Arthur did, they would get a whole lot further.
Man, look. Yeah, they would have.
They get a whole lot further. But they be at, you know, they all want different stuff at the wrong times. Like Steven trying to get with Layla, Mark trying to get Khonshu back. It's like, yo, we need to get him back.
And look, man, it don't matter. Mark can want this, Steven can want that. Nobody had the worst want than Layla did in this 4th episode. Like, why you couldn't wait till we got out of here for all this extra shit?
Yeah,
she did. I will say that the reason why he got shot was because of her.
She wanted now.
Yeah.
She wanted now.
Yeah, that's real. I still think she could have waited though, seeing as it was a life and death situation.
She could.
Yeah. You know how they always put that in TV shows and movies. They got to ask at the wrong time when you know things about to go down.
Like I said, man, as long as Star Lord.
So EJ, so we've been talking right here before you finally joined us.
Family time.
Presence.
There it is. Now we want to hear you talk now, brother. Tell us about this 4th
Go
episode.
ahead, brother. I'm gonna eat my goddamn sandwich.
I was watching it. I figured when they got inside the tomb, I said, "Oh, this gonna be some kind of Tomb Raider type. They're gonna switch in and out with Mark and Steven. Steven gonna go when the times. Steven gonna go with the times we need it." But I said, "Dang." I was watching it. I said, "Steven done kiss Layla now." Oh yeah, Mark lost his girl. That's what I was thinking, bro. I said Mark lost his girl. And then that black thing was chasing him. That little black demon was chasing him. I said, God damn. It kind of spooked me though. I ain't gonna front. When she got snatched up in that little crease in the side. I wonder how she tore the arm off.
Man, look, man, she died, man. She died when she went off that cliff. They just don't want to let you know that.
There's a lot of things going on.
You know what I'm saying? She died. Yeah. Mark died. He got shot twice. Yeah.
Yeah, one
My
is
thing with Mark.
Now
once Mark got shot, he was in the waiting room pretty much. You know,
that was inside his head.
Though. So after Mark got shot and it went to, I guess, inside his mind. Now I'm wondering, did Steven persona actually come from this movie?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. I definitely think that. But I've been thought Steven was a altered personality and Mark was the main one. Or maybe this third one is the main one and they put him in the trunk and just been riding like this.
Nah, I think Mark is the main one.
That's what I was thinking.
Mark seemed like he's the more knowledgeable about what's going
on. And that
on.
had the most control.
Yeah, and we know that he's been there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Layla knows who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people know who Mark is.
Yeah.
And he clearly said, and it follows up with Khonshu said, like, when I found you, you was in a ditch. He was dead. And he clearly said, like, I got shot too. I just didn't die.
Yeah.
You want to know something, though? For the past 3 episodes, we were trying to tell you that Mark was the main person, but you didn't want to believe it. Nah, you finally see. I told you.
You know what?
Hey,
Mark is the main person, man. Mark is the main person.
Said that Steven was going to take that man's wife. I knew this from day one when they first met. I was saying this. I was like, he gonna lose, and I feel like it's coming to this. How you lose your own lady to yourself. I wouldn't care what personality.
Because Mark asked him. Mark
So
said,
look,
"You kill Layla." Steven said, "So you gonna join both of us?" I should.
so DJ, since we told you so. We come in here, we told you so. Coming here all late and shit.
Oh
There we
snap!
go. Hey, listen, man.
Besides you knowing this from the comics, inside of episode 4, exactly what let you know and gave you that thought that okay, Mark is the regular person.
Well, it was in that episode. It was episode when he found all the laces and the
I ain't
check.
actually that.
I'm telling you.
I ain't actually. I said this episode. We talk about episode 4. This episode 4 video right here.
You right. I stuck the boundaries. I just stuck boundaries.
No, you know, not at all. It's just this episode 4.
Here's what my thought. Here's
No, let
huh?
the man talk. Let the man
Oh,
talk.
go ahead.
It made it clearer when he got shot and they went to the insane asylum inside his mind that was Mark, because that's the only one that been drugged, and you think the other two been in his mind in the sarcophagus the whole time. We still ain't let Jake. They looked at Jake in that thing. They didn't want to let him out, I guess.
But see, here's the thing right here, right? Though you say that, say it was Steven that got shot, would the same thing would have been happening to him? It just would have been Steven. See, we don't know. Maybe Arthur was just messing with Mark because he was the main person when he got shot. See, we don't know. We don't know if
Maybe Arthur used some of his powers to keep him in limbo.
That's the thing. He might be trying to mess with him mentally. You know what I mean? But we don't.
You know what? Now that I think about it, bro, you know he was trying to weigh that man's soul before. Maybe he trying. That's why he in this lower vision. He know dude dead. Maybe he trying to weigh all his souls. I wonder if all of these people in his mind are his personality. Because I gotta imagine like where the hell all these folks come from.
Yeah, I'm thinking. After you said that, I'm thinking that he's really trying to get rid of Mark.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that Mark is the main host. You know what I'm saying? It's just he knows that Conju relies on Mark.
He the biggest
threat. Mark gets shit done. So if you mess with him mentally and you get him to a certain state, you get him to a certain state, he possibly, if he can, get rid of Mark and just leave the other two. You don't know.
Like get rid of the biggest threat.
So technically, you don't know.
Threat, yeah.
So technically, it could be anybody's body still.
Yeah, that's facts.
If you're going off of that scene, it can still be anybody's body because we don't know if it would have been different if Steven stayed.
I just know it ain't Steve's body.
I'll eat some humble pie because you're right. I eat that.
I feel like it would have been different. I think with Steven, it probably wouldn't have been like it is right now with Mark. But that is Mark's body, yes. But
all it convinced me, if nothing else, even if we don't know whose body it is, I'm convinced it ain't Steve.
It can't be Steve. It can't be.
I know that. It's not Steve.
And all.
Or maybe like I said,
but that's the thing, though. But that's the thing.
All Steve has that damn job, run the name tag.
But that's the thing, though. Even with that being said, the last episode started with her making fake IDs.
True, but we ain't seen no fake Steve ID.
Exactly.
It's because they didn't show you it. I mean,
it's not that many episodes. Remember I was trying to tell you the other day? Remember, maybe Mark can get into working at the museum. It was something in there that only Steven can get in because he knows about Egyptian history. You know,
we said that last video.
Well, I wasn't here last video. I apologize.
I wasn't here last time. That didn't even matter.
But I listened to it, and then that's my theory on it. It's like, you know, Steven can get the job there. All right, they got a museum, blah blah. Get past all that. It's Mark. I think it's Mark's body. Jake might be. I'm trying to figure out what Jake gonna play a part in it. Because they could have just let him out.
The crazy
it's like they teasing us right now because next episode, I think Jake gonna come out next episode towards the middle of it.
Hey,
It's a semi-finale next episode, man. So
all I'm gonna say is this right here. I might be overthinking it, but when you get a job, what kind of information they ask for?
Social Security, the driver's
True.
license.
When you go get an apartment, what kind of information they ask for?
Social Security.
But you know, it's so many loopholes to that same thing because you got people who work under the table jobs. You got apartment complexes that feed low income people and don't ask for that type of information. You know, just knowing on the fact that it won't help you.
So let
You
me
know,
ask you
type
this.
shit.
This man had a
Mark was a
wholesale phone.
mercenary, so he might have connections too.
Had a wholesale phone.
You can get a cell phone without ID. I got one.
Yeah,
I
you
did
can
too.
go buy one at the gas station or something, man.
Man,
That's a
look,
burner phone, man. That was a
But that's
burner phone.
all
why
I'm
Man,
Mark got connections.
is
Mark got some
Steve.
connections to do that.
And look, all I'm gonna say, Mark, what connections Mark got?
Bro, you a mercenary, bro. You know some
He's
people.
a mercenary. He
He's a
kills people for a living.
he's an
Thank
ex
you.
Man, like
mercenary.
Thank you. Don't
He's
be
an
I
ex
can get
mercenary.
if I had the
No.
skills Mark got, I can get anything. All I gotta
He's an
do is start to
ex
take your life or
mercenary.
take it.
He's not a mercenary anymore. He's just an avatar. Everything that he's done so far that we've seen was for Kaju. It wasn't for himself.
Listen,
true,
It's not
true.
for himself. That's like if he was to come take over somebody inside this video right now. What are we
Well,
gonna do besides do what he wants us to do?
yeah. Well, I put it in perspective like this, based on the stuff that they done said. So prior to Khonshu, we know him and his old lady was already searching the desert for they were what, treasure hunters
Hey,
on
yo,
some type.
I gotta go, y'all. They done cut the garage light up on me.
All right, fam. Be easy.
Boy,
right.
bedtime came quick.
Hey, I
look
got
at
enough in. I appreciate y'all letting me in. I'll see y'all next video, man.
all you see
All
is
right,
ass
now.
and teeth.
Yeah, she ain't have to do you like that.
that came out of nowhere. I ain't gonna lie. That
But
came out
yeah,
of nowhere.
man, I put it in perspective though, like that, bro. You know, all the stuff. So they've been searching. I think the Khonshu thing just kind of came along and motivations changed. You know what I'm saying? And now he got different motivations behind what he do, the way Mark moved. And only reason I bring up what they was doing prior, because most times I can't say exactly how most people become mercenaries, but they usually go through military beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Before they become a mercenary, safe to say. So I would think if he was an American mercenary, he would at least had to been a part of the American military. And
But
I would think that the military, they keep pretty good ass track of their people
that's what I was trying to say.
for the most part.
You a mercenary. You was a man for hire. And
About to say now. I mean, I
For
heard
the
some
most
stories. I heard some
part.
stories. Folks got away and we're hiding out now. But
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. My boy, you know what?
you see, look here.
Yeah, you know
Pause.
what? But now that I think about it, that might not even be good to say up here.
rat somebody out. Damn. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't tell the story.
No, I'm
People
not. I'm
watching
not.
this. People watching this.
Another time, off the record.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Behind the scenes.
type dealio.
That's the same thing. If it's behind the scenes, you get the same thing that you was just about to get.
The same full effect, just different
Yeah.
words.
But hey, I don't know, man. Like they keep playing tiptoeing around this Jake thing, man.
Yeah. I definitely believe he a lot more important than what Steve was.
I don't think so.
I think they all had their own certain. I think they hired Mark. Jake, my bad. I think they hired Jake because I think he more reckless. More of a loose cannon.
I think he knows something. I do. I think he holds some type of relevance and that's why they tiptoeing around it.
What if with Jake loose, they can use the power without Contra?
God damn, you done blew my mind.
You know that don't sound far fetched because when I was looking into this Moon Knight thing, from my understanding, each part of his each personality controlled a different part of Khonshu because he's so hard to contain in one, and they controlled a certain aspect, so I could definitely see that.
Like that, like if they were to do that, and they probably won't, because they give you what you want too damn early.
Yeah.
But that would be dope
Two
if
episodes
they did
left.
something like that.
2 episodes left, man.
Say what?
It's 2 episodes left. I figured that what we were talking about last week was they gonna show. Well, a couple days ago, what they gonna do was they gonna show Jake this week. That was my
Yeah, we
thing.
were saying that earlier.
Man, look, we said that for this episode. I'm not saying it for the next episode. All right, I would like for that to
Yeah,
happen.
to go
But
more
seeing
into
that the
that.
hippo, the what is it, sound, the music god or whatever, seeing that she just popped up, that is seeming real far fetched. Because I feel like they're just gonna keep tiptoeing around it into the last episode.
Hey, fellas, I didn't realize, but just for the record, I got 5% left. So if I kick out on y'all, it wasn't my fault.
We understand.
Yeah, I didn't
I
even
understand.
realize I was dying.
I've been through some stuff,
Man, look,
Dom ain't gonna understand because
man, look. Fred fucked up. EJ fucked up because he came in late. Now you fucking up on me.
see, I told you.
I was on
I
time.
told you. I understand. Dom ain't gonna understand. But I will. Don't worry. I got your back, dog. I got your back.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
Well, then
of course you would understand. You fuck up enough.
I fuck up a lot.
Yeah, I know.
But that's why I can understand better. Do your thing, bro. If you can't find a charger, hey, it is what it is, bro. I got you. I got your back, bro.
Yeah, it'll probably conk out before I find a charge.
Hey, look here. Well, with that being said, EJ, with your little bit of screen time and voice time you did get,
Appreciate
yeah, full of shit.
it.
So what was your favorite scene inside the show?
My favorite scene, I'm not gonna lie, is when Mark was at the Alexander the Great tomb and they walked in on him. He grabbed the gun, sliced old buddy, and then he killed other buddy. And he just threw the axe at the dude, and then that's when Arthur just shot him. He took out 3 dudes before he got shot. That's pretty fire. That's pretty fire. That's my favorite scene.
Okay.
He took out 3 of them.
Deuce, what was your favorite scene?
It was a little underwhelming now that I'm thinking about it. I guess I'm gonna have to go with the little dream sequence if that's what that was when he was in the little psych ward, meeting his other selves. That was a pretty dope ass scene. You see the little sarcophagus in there shaking and whatnot, trying to open it. Steve looked like, should we open this? And Mark done already walked smooth past it, like, bro, you worried about the wrong thing. So that was pretty dope ass scene.
Okay. So a scene that I liked from the episode was
Layla.
that whole Layla scene. Like from when Steven basically was like, look, I'm here with Layla. That's all I need. He kissed her, he got hit, and then you have that scene where he's like, I could drown both of us. I should.
Yeah.
And for me, that particular scene just shows like the growth between both of them.
Them too. Yeah.
So I like that scene right there.
I wonder if throwing a third person gonna throw any type of progress they done made between each other off.
I don't think so. I feel like, but seeing that this whole dream or illusion sequence that's going on right now, I feel like that's going to bring them even closer because you can kind of tell. Matter of fact, you can tell because when he took Steven out of that sarcophagus, like he was genuinely happy to see him.
Yeah, he hugged him.
I
Yeah.
got a question though. I probably talked about this earlier, but when they were saying, when Mark was trying to say, you don't know what you're doing, and Mark and Steven said it's muscle memory, we got the same body type thing. When they switched over to Layla, what that knife that was in the dirt, that little knife thing that was in the dirt when she was walking out,
Oh, it was one of the things he was using to carve the people. I think they were just foreshadowing on the fact that something had done happened over there, and they was basically walking into it blind. Because then they show dude on getting chopped up on the table. They
Yeah.
find all the organs in the
All the
pot and
blood
stuff.
and all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's what that was. They were just foreshadowing that they was finna walk into some shit blind, which
Oh,
they did. And
But
Steve tripped me out though. He was like, "Man, hey, I see the blood going this way. I think we should find a different exit this way." I'm like, I'm with him. I can get down with that.
yeah. See what I'm
yeah.
saying? But hey, that's a whole nother damn week to wait.
Yeah, facts.
But before we officially end this video, we have to do the rank. Unfortunately, Fred couldn't stay up too damn late to actually give his rank.
Facts.
But EJ, since you at the back of the conga line, we'll start with you. What do you
I
rank this episode?
I give it an A. It wasn't as good as the third episode to me. It wasn't as good, so I give this one an A just because it kind of foreshadowing what's Jake about to pop out and how the whole Layla thing is coming forward. That's why I feel that it deserves A.
Okay. I see that. And with that right there, I mean they was messing and dipping in the whole Jake thing since episode 3. But they really dipped into it real hard in this episode right here. But yeah, compared to that third episode, yeah, definitely. Deuce.
For me, I'm actually gonna dial it back to about a B. The
Understandable.
the sideline story kind of got a lot of focus with the whole thing with her dad. I really felt it was unnecessary for the story as a whole because we didn't even see what happened with Mark and her dad in the beginning anyway. So
Flashback.
yeah, and they really didn't touch heavily on it to be this important in this episode for it to diverge shit like this to me anyway. And then on top of that, the action kind of fell back. Information wise, it was good, and the whole thing with him, meeting themselves and shit like that, that was cool. But for this one, I'm gonna dial it back to a B. It was my favorite episode. It was probably the least entertaining out of all of the episodes that then came out. Mm.
And it switched
What,
on you too.
what,
You went,
what the hell just happened?
this when you ended it. It just turned your whole side.
All right. Okay. So I agree with you on that, but then I don't agree with you on that. Did you freeze?
I think he did.
He left. His phone died.
That's what happened. We'll finish it
Wow.
off.
So for me, I agree with what Dude said, and I disagree with what he said at the same time. Um, Parts of this episode felt like a B, and parts of it felt like a A. Now, it's not the worst episode. I definitely feel like it's better than episode 1.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to give this one an A just because of that. It was entertaining. It was they gave us information. They told some stuff that we didn't know. And I don't know, man. They I don't know. It's not, like I said, it's not better than episode 3, which in that one got an S from me. But is definitely not the worst that they've put out. Like compared to the other ones, I would say 3 right now. 3 is number 1.
2.
Nah, I wouldn't say 2. Wouldn't say 2. 2 is like right behind this one. Maybe no. 2 would be behind 3, and then this one, and then 1 for me. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. So this one for me is definitely an A. But we done lost 2 people.
we
I'm
get
still here, and you are of course here because you came late, so you should be fully juiced.
a lot of juice.
I bet you do.
Hey, bro, I didn't expect this. I didn't really expect that.
Yeah.
I said, when I was,
But oh, there it is.
he back.
Yeah, he came back.
He back.
He came back.
All right.
What you missed was, so I said that I agree with what you said, but I also disagree with it because there's some elements inside of this episode that was a B and some elements was an A. You know what I mean? But I definitely can't agree with you by saying this was your least favorite episode. 'Cause I definitely feel like this episode was better than that first one.
You know, only reason I get a first episode a pass is because it's the opening episode. You gotta introduce everybody. You know, the first episodes are always introductory, and so we just getting to know what's going on. And I felt like the opening as a whole to the series compared to everything else that Disney done released, it's been decent. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't seen anything done like that. The guy's psyche is broken, and the way the show came off, everything that they were showing us was in a fashion where it was broken. You know what I'm saying? So the perspective that they were showing us was interesting, which is why to me I get that first episode a pass. And you know, and that's why I say I know it's introductory and I expect that of a first episode. I do. You know, with any first movie, first episode, or anything.
Nah, it depends. It
You
depends.
said it depends.
It depends on if that character has already been established or not.
And this character hadn't been established.
Yeah, though this character has not been established yet.
And you gotta think, as fast as he picked up as a character to not already be established, that's unprecedented. Usually superheroes don't even get their suit until later on in the episode if they're not established. Like later on episodes down, like they got to prove to themselves that they worthy of this. Like Titans, look how long it took for Dick to get his Nightwing suit. You know what I'm saying?
That's because he was still rocking with the Robin suit. But
and
the thing
when he
about that
burned
is, like, with the reason I didn't like, I liked the first episode, right? It was a nice introduction, but they blocked out the scenes where he killed it, but they blocked it out for no reason. Yeah, they built the suspense and made you want to watch it even more. Yeah, but it was unnecessary.
The only thing
I appreciate those because it gave me that imagination to kind of paint my own picture about what happened. But now, even now, on the 4th episode, I still want to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, they're not going to give that to us. If they do give it to us, it'll be, hey, it was really Jake that was doing this. And this is what happened. And this is what happened. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was gonna say. Like my only real takeaway from the first episode is that we never got clarification on who was taking over. You know what I'm saying? Now that we see what done happened, you know. But to me, man, the first episode, it still made us want to know what was going on, why he was living like this, why he was putting sand around his bed. Who was the other personality? How come he was setting up dates? And now we know clearly he was married. it brought up more stuff for me looking back. Not to say that the first episode was the best, because honestly now I would have gave that motherfucker a B if I had any doggone foresight. So you was right. I give you that. You was right. You did call that. But I also gave this one a B. And though I agree with you too on this episode having a lot of A elements, overall I had to give it a B.
But you know what? Now going to this episode, in episode 3, looking back, right? Compared to what they actually gave us in episode 2, that episode 2 really could have been dialed back for me to a B.
Yeah.
It really could have been dialed back to me for a B, because I mean they really, I don't know, man. The main reason that episode seemed so good is because they gave you so little in the first episode.
First episode, yeah. And so much all at the same time. Man, nobody was expecting to see the suit in the first episode. I wasn't anyway.
Yeah.
I thought the suit was gonna be second episode. Easy.
I predicted. I said the suit can come out eventually. Watch this.
Was that before or after you actually watched it?
I did watch it.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna put you out there, but yeah, you watched it. But I was telling EJ, if I had to rank these episodes so far, the third episode would be 1. Which, and I did say the last episode that the third episode is probably going to be one of the better episodes, if not the best episode of the series.
So far.
Possibly episode 2, this one, and then episode 1.
I got you.
Episode 2 and episode 4, it can go either way, but episode 1 is definitely my last one. Like I need, like you said, it's the introduction. It gave you this. It gave you a little, it gave you some of everything. It gave you a little soul food.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
To me, like first episodes are like pilots. They don't even really count towards the full whole season.
But not every show though.
Not for every
Falcon
show.
and Winter Soldier gave you yams.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Loki gave you yams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? WandaVision was like, yeah. You know what I mean?
But they kind of had to with these ones. They well established.
But WandaVision didn't really give you nothing like that, man. WandaVision gave you white rice.
WandaVision was trying to experiment, and they was like, "Oh, we gonna do the first 2 episodes like a sitcom, and it's gonna be real fun and cool, and y'all gonna love it." And we was looking at that thing like, "Why?"
But I mean, it was good though. But the thing
rest
about
of the
season, like Falcon and Winter Soldier, they were showing Falcon kill folks.
Yeah, they really was.
They really went in.
Yeah, he really was. But he was doing. He was basically a mercenary.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I get that. This is the introduction episode. This is what builds up the rest of the series. I understand that, but just because I understand that, I can't give them a full pass for that episode. And the way that they be leaving the episodes off kills me. Not really kill me, but it's like, good Lord, man. Like, are you in competition with Netflix for cliffhangers? This is crazy.
At least Netflix will drop a whole season though,
and then they'll raise the price on you. But that's another story for another time.
Another day, yeah.
It's only. I mean, if we being honest about all of this, it's only a matter of time for Disney Plus raise the price.
Yeah, I'm expecting it any month now.
It's only a matter of time. Hell, Netflix started off with the same price.
Yeah, they were low.
Yeah,
I had Netflix, so I know what you're talking about. So
yeah, so I mean, it's only a matter of time. But until then, I'll be enjoying the Star Wars stuff that they coming out with, the X-Men stuff that you was talking about. They coming out with.
Yeah,
these shows. I'm looking forward to Loki 2 season 2, It's
Man,
a lot
you
of
know, I
stuff.
was hearing they paused on the season 2 for Loki.
Of course, they did.
You see how disappointed you
And I'm waiting on the what if. And for me, the what if was the best one so far.
Yeah, by far, yeah, most definitely. If I had to put a show on top of all of them in that Disney Plus thing they've been doing lately, that was definitely at the top, and it should have been a longer season.
Yeah, but the Moon Knight though, maybe I'm a little too harsh for that first episode, but I just feel like people are so itching for
Yeah, to see it.
something from Disney's Marvel that they give it too much damn praise. Cause that first episode wasn't the fucking shit. That shit did not have the juice. It didn't. And these later episodes prove and show that. Especially episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3 is bomb.
Like and like they were like you would go and see people comment and like be like, oh, this was a 10. If you think episode 1 is a 10 out of 10, what the fuck was episode 3? Like, and then at that point you got to go back and recalculate. Like, no. To be honest with yourself, man, like you don't overhype it because it's Disney and it's a Marvel and blah 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 or whatever. Be honest about it, man.
Yeah,
Be honest about it. Every episode 2, I watched it over. Episode 3, I watched episode 3 like 3-4 times.
yeah.
Episode 4, I seen it once, but I can watch it more than once. I can watch it at least 1 or 2 more times. Episode 1, I watched that shit one time. Tried to watch that shit again to review before we did the fucking video and kept falling asleep on that shit.
Seriously, I burned through episode 1 a couple times.
I couldn't do it, man.
I
couldn't do it.
I kind of
when it got to before it even got to the point to where he woke up outside on the ground, I got bored and fell asleep, even though I knew that shit was coming up.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Like I know it was coming. I was fucking bored. Episode 3, bam, we in Egypt. I'm gonna go chase this motherfucker down on the ceiling, on the roof. Oh, you killed this motherfucker. I needed him. Now I gotta beat your ass. Oh, Steven blacked out. Oh, damn, why we in a taxi? Hey, where the fuck y'all going? Get out the car, beat their ass, get knocked out, woke up, killed every fuck. Come on, man.
Now, hey, you talk that shit, but let's not forget, they even with all the blackouts, episode 1 still had some dope ass fight scenes, bro.
Fight scenes.
The van.
Well, not fight scenes. The whole action scenes. I'll say action scenes for your sake.
The only action scene you had was him pulling in that fucking dog in the damn bathroom
and beating the brakes off of him.
And that is that's the continuous scene. Everything else was a blackout.
But the way that's why I said it was about perspective that episode, bro. Did I not say that earlier? It was that episode was about perspective. I told you that my only takeaway was they never cleared up whose perspective it was. I had enjoyed that phase out, them being on the road, him waking up like, oh shit, everybody I just kicked all that. What the hell am I? And then next thing he looking in front of him and a whole log truck is flipping over. He doing this in a cupcake.
Episode 1 is literally the only episode where you see nobody get hands put on them. Literally the only episode. Every other episode, you see hands get put on people.
Which is why, to me, that was the most creative episode, bro. In that aspect, it was, bro. It was, cause you can't say when we did the first episode, you enjoyed that.
You're right, but I also gave it a B.
True, and I've slid back to a B. You know what I'm saying? I still enjoyed the episode. I'd be lying if I say I didn't enjoy the episode 2 and 3 times. I get y'all fell asleep on it, but
so here's
although
all right. So you enjoyed a total of maybe 15 minutes of this episode.
And I about same with this episode. This is why I gave this one a B. That's why I say it dialed back. So you telling me episode 4 didn't dial back?
Of course it dialed back. But I said that in the last video. I said episode 3, and I hope I'm wrong. Episode 3 is going to end up being the best episode of the series. And
No,
we're not going to
I'm
see
not.
anything
No,
else.
we're not talking about episode 3. I'm not disputing episode
No,
3.
but I mean, that's what I'm saying though. You said episode 4 dialed back. Yes.
Yeah.
Because episode 3 was just that high tier of an episode.
Yeah.
All the other episodes are going to feel like they dialed back too because of what we got in episode 3.
Now I can't dispute that, but I just know for me, episode 4 just felt like a B for me. That it was dialed back to that type level.
Yeah, like it was dialed back, but it wasn't dialed back to episode 1 level.
It felt like that to me, bro. They felt about equal for me, bro. Honestly,
I can't. I respect your opinion, but I can't, man. I can't.
Understandable. I understand.
Like if we going on number scale, this right here is easily a 7.
And see, I don't even.
If I'm going off a number scale for episode 1, that's just probably a 6.
But see, the 1 point giveaway don't seem like a too much of a change for me. That seemed like they about in the same rank field. Because even by they close. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that I would say as far as build up wise, episode 1 and episode 4 are on two different things. Because by episode 4, we so deep into the story, it should be compelling and dropping information and stuff like this. And like you said, you get it. Episode 1 is introductory. It's not gonna do that. But for what it did for me, you know what I'm saying, is for what it was and for what it did, I enjoyed. You know what I'm saying. And 3, not 3. 4. Not that it wasn't enjoyed. It just felt like it felt to me about on same par. You know, the same energy, you know, that it was given. It would come down, and then it would intensify, but you wouldn't necessarily be in the know of fully what's about to happen, what's going on. You got Arthur in there. We don't know why he's in the building when he should have already been in there and got out. There's a whole monster they never explained. What dude said it was a jackal. Then Fred said it was a jackal. You know what I'm saying? They never explained that. They didn't do the same thing in the first episode. Matter of fact, now that I don't think we ever got any full explanation on these jackals and mummies or whatever, how that whole thing comes about and how Arthur summons them. Yeah, I
told you, like he said in episode 2, there's power inside the staff.
Yeah, and that being my point, we haven't been shown to the full extent, you know, of that staff in the way they come in and out of that. It felt almost even to the first episode, like, yeah, you showing us shit, but you not showing us shit, like you were saying earlier. Like what was it? You said they feeding us, but they starving us. It was something along lines of that. But you know, it felt like that. You know, as far as comparison wise, when I look at episode 4 to 1, it felt like they was giving us a lot, but they wasn't giving us nothing at all, type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, episode 4, it seemed like it was mainly more of like feeding you crumbs.
Yeah.
To get to Jake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gave you a little snack here when they gave up the Mark secret.
Snack. Yeah.
And then, you know, they introduced more elements from the possibly the staff's power. They don't really necessarily say.
Yeah.
It was the staff's power. You know what I mean? What else? Hell, the dream sequence or the whatever you want to call it.
now that you say it make you wonder how can they wrap all of this up in 6 episodes? Like,
because like the reason they could wrap it up in 6 episodes, right?
mhm.
Look how the first episode went, right? They already knew in your mind, like, okay, we want to see the suit. Boom, we give you 2 suits in the next episode, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
So are they rushing the story, bro?
Nah, it's just the way that they panned it out.
Yeah.
So the next episode, if they don't give you Jake, which and they probably will at the end of the episode, because if they follow everything they've done so far,
yeah,
it's going to be at the end of the
episode. Yeah.
It's
Honestly, it could be argued that they technically showed Jake at the end of this episode, but that was a soft tease compared to a hard tease, so they could still double it up and do it again.
That's what I was saying. They feeding you crumbs.
Yeah, they
you know what I mean? They
double
feed
it up
you
and do
enough
it again
to keep you coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So say they do introduce Jake early in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
If they introduce him early in the episode, that's them majority of the episode trying to find out how to get out of wherever they are.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope it's not like that, bro.
So the other part of the episode will be them going to get Kanju, right?
Yeah.
So in the last episode, either they're already gonna have him already,
mm-hmm.
or they're just gonna get him at the beginning of the episode. In the last episode.
I'm hoping that they have to go when they have to inevitably find Khonshu, that they have to use the third personality Jake to do it. Like he's an important part of figuring out how to get Khonshu back free, is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Now, what I think I'm gonna get, I think we're gonna get Jake at the end. It's gonna take the whole episode to get Khonshu. And I feel like it's gonna take the entire episode to get Khonshu. We're gonna see Amit basically rise in power and get free. And then in between that, we're gonna see, Jake Mark and Khonshu and Steve get back right. Layla and them probably gonna screw shit over. And then Jake will be like a trump card that they gonna tease at the end of the episode for the big finale in episode 6.
But see, here's the thing, though, right? That's if they even introduce Jake in the next episode. Because for all we know, they don't introduce him. He comes out in episode 6, and he has a grudge just because they didn't open his sarcophagus.
And that was, like I said, I had thrown a rock in the whole dynamic, because clearly Jake he's stronger. If he locked up right now and he could still force his will and pop out every now and again, I can only imagine how strong he is when the shackles is a little bit more loose.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. We won't know.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna really find out neither. Episode 6. Oh, I froze?
No, that's me.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, I don't think we're gonna see much of Jake until probably episode 6.
Yeah, more than likely.
I don't like that.
More than likely. But then again, I don't know, man. We can sit here and make predictions, and they give us a complete curveball.
Yeah, that's facts.
But I don't know, man. A whole another week to see. All I know is when Stranger Things come out, I can watch that whole series.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we won't see you in that video.
Or no, I'm gonna catch up.
Oh no, not you. Just him.
Oh,
EJ, yeah. It'll take about 4 or 5 fucking months to watch some shit that's already fully there.
Unlike you, I already caught up to the series. So again, you gonna talk, you better find your information first, man.
I'm already caught up on the series for
I'm
one.
not.
I keep
I'm
up
not
with
caught
it
up.
every time it comes out,
Well,
Steph.
season.
But unfortunately, from your recent track history, you like to stall shit out before you watch it.
I don't start. Let me stop.
Seen Spider-Man yet?
Let me stop.
Thank you. Thank you.
That
It
Spider-Man is gonna be a dark cloud over your head until you go
it
watch
is.
it.
For a long time. I can see that motherfucker raining on you right now. But that same thing with Doctor Strange. You gonna go see that shit when it first came out?
I watched Doctor Strange. I love Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that don't necessarily mean you gonna go watch it when it first goddamn come out.
And I know the first one ain't gonna have nothing on this one.
No, not even close.
Now this supposed to be the war thing. That's supposed to be the war, I think. Hopefully, we find out.
Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, we're obviously done talking about Moon Knight. So this has been another episode of the Nerd Box talking about Moon Knight. So if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, give us feedback, let us know what you would like to see, and thank you for growing with us. It's been Dom, EJ, and Deuce, and Fred before he had curfew, and we see you next time.